Hello folks, welcome back to Scalextric and another detailed slot car review. This time we're featuring a car that needs no introduction, the Fast and the Furious Supra from the very first film. Really is about time someone did one of those, isn't it? Finally, Scalextric have done it along with some other cars from that first film, but this is the first one we're going to take a look at, so let's get under the hood and have a good look at this particular model. Let's crack on. Right. So, the Fast and the Furious Supra then. Here it is, finally. Someone has done this icon of a car from the very first Fast and the Furious film. And I'm surprised to see that it's Scalextric that have done it first. I would have thought one of the other companies, or many of the companies, would have been chomping at the bit to try and get this franchise. Maybe there was a bit of a battle there to see who could get it. Now, first things first with Scalextric is they're made to a price. They're sort of more toy grade than ultimate hobby grade. That's perhaps a little bit unfair. They're sort of not toy grade, but they're not hobby grade, if that makes any sense. They're kind of somewhere between the two. So detail will suffer on this car as a result of that, but then they're cheaper than the likes of Revo Slot and Slot It and all those types of cars. So, you know, you've got to take that sort of thing into account. What I do find with Scalextric is they do tend to run quite well straight out the box, which we'll find out later on. But yeah, so detail in this car, it's very good given the price point, but not as good as it could be. For example, things like the grills on the bonnet here, they're just black paint or black printing, and there's not a grill there. I would have liked to have seen a grill there. The lighting background, you can see some of the orange coming through. There's no chrome in there like there should be. Onto the graphics, there should be some chrome within this, and there isn't. It's just grey. But it's, you know, we're nitpicking at the end of the day. Interior, always difficult to do on an open car in a Scalextric format. But I like how they've got the yellow roll cage, the blue on the seats. But you know, they've got the detail in there as well as they can, and then we've also got obviously Brian O'Conner's likeness in there. Other things to talk about, which I think actually is quite funny, as the car spins round here, we'll see it. Some of you will remember from the film that famously Jesse's Jetta had no brake calipers. No brake calipers. Excellent. We've got none on the Supra as well, although that did actually have brake calipers. Actually, the reason Jesse's car shows no brake calipers is it's actually got fake discs on the wheels there. The calipers are behind them. So it does have brake calipers, you just can't see them. Yeah, so, you know, nice. The rear lights are featured as they are on the Supra, looking quite nice. We've got the Toyota badge there, high-level brake light. Not really a lot else to say. I mean, it looks how it should. It looks correct. Scaling looks correct. It's a good-looking car. It's just, it could be a bit more detailed, but as I say, it's done at a price point, and I think for the price of the car, it looks really good. Other things say that the wheels should have some chrome on them as well, or polished alloy, which isn't featured on this. But I think overall, it's a good-looking car that's been detailed well, and they're the first to do it, you know. So kudos to them for doing that. Let's have a bit more of a detailed look underneath and then onto the inside. Okay, underside, we've got exhaust detail, petrol tank detail, which is it's interesting how they did that on the Supra. I think it was this is a real Supra. I think they did that for weight distribution to try and move the weight a bit further back. So they've detailed that there. Plastic main gear, magnets positioned here, just in front of the rear axle. Motor, so we've got an inline motor on this car, which explains why some of that interior detail doesn't go that far down, because it can't, because there's a motor there. Digital ready, so unscrew that. We can put a digital chip in there if we need to. And then your front body mounts and standard Scalextric guide. Tyres are quite narrow, that's something to mention. They are only 8mm wide, so we'll see how that affects its performance, because they're being quite narrow. Not really a lot else to speak about under there really. Let's get it opened up and have a look inside. Right, moving on to the inside. This really does show the value for money you get with Scalextric. Just look at everything that they've managed to get in there at this price point. We've got all our lighting, so front and rear lights. We've got the connector ready for going to digital, and they've even gone to sort of put in some silver here and here to try and stop all the light bleed, which we'll test. We'll see what that's like when it's on the track. I haven't actually run this car yet, so you're going to be seeing it for the first time, the same as me. Yeah, and the underside of the interior there. You know, it's Scalextric get. I've seen it online. Scalextric are getting some criticism here and there for quality issues and things like that. I've not experienced any of those myself. There is a slight one with this car, which I'll show you a bit later, but it's really minor. And you've got to consider the price. You know, the price these cars are. They are quite cheap for what you get. Right, so that's my quick summary. But anyway, so yeah, as mentioned, lighting board on the back, plastic gears, not ideal. Plastic bushes, not ideal. Motor, we don't know what spec it is. Front lighting board, wiring. That's sort of it, really. Underside of interior, mounting posts here and here, and then that I assume is there just to stop the chassis flexing up and also to stop the interior sagging down into it. But yeah, that is what it is. Let's find out what it can do.
Oh my god, that was so close. I nearly lost it over the edge there. That would have definitely caused some damage. Can't believe it stopped right there.
So, initial thoughts. Typical Scalextric, runs straight out of the box, works really well, goes around the track nice. I think it'll be quite a quick car. You saw me come off there straight away. That's more a case of me trying to look at the screen and drive the car. It's really not that easy. I sort of need to get my head into gear of look at the car. The screen will probably sort itself out. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good going around the track. Lights look good. They perform pretty well when given that I'm not on a digital track here, so they're not dipping out too much, which is quite nice. Perform well. I had a couple of moments where the back end came out, but the car didn't fly off. So yeah, good performing car straight out of the box. I think it'll be a lot of fun to drive, and I think with some tuning it can be really improved. Things like just a simple truing of the rear tyres, which obviously I haven't done. Maybe even some different wheels and tyres. Maybe we'll try this on some aluminium wheels and tyres at some point. Now let's get on to the important bit and see how it performs out the box against everything else that we've timed. So let's do 10 timed laps as usual, always on the blue lane, and then we'll see how it performs against the other cars. Let's give it a go.
So 4.38 second lap with this car, which puts it joint 5th with the Pioneer Legends racer that we had a few weeks ago. But I prefer driving this. I think this is more fun, and I also think there's maybe more in this than there is in that in terms of a bit of tuning. You saw I had one off on there. That's also down to me just trying to get the fastest lap time possible. And what's also worth noting is I got that 4.38 lap time twice. Once on lap 6 and again on lap, once on lap 6 and again on lap 8, which was straight after the lap where I had the off. So that kind of suggests that it's quite consistent. I think this could be, in terms of a race, over a race session, I think you can get consistent fast lap times with this car. I like it. I think it's good. We'll catch you on the next one.